Good morning. Good morning to you on this early Tuesday morning. O'Don here live in the Tri-State Traffic Show Traffic Center. And welcome to the broadcast here on this May the 17th. Beautiful day. Just open up the window here in the traffic center. And it is really, really gorgeous out there this morning. So certainly much better than it was last night. You know, we had a little bit of rain kind of made its way through the area, but it's almost kind of like sanitized the entire atmosphere. So that is some good news. We'll get to weather in just a couple of moments. We're going to do weather at 15 and 45 past the hour. And that's with our weather person, weather guy, Johnny Rocco. And you can follow him at John Rocco WX. Let me get that right. John Rocco WX on Twitter. And you can follow him there this morning. And for the latest updates to the weather pattern, getting out through the rest of the day. So with that said, it's starting to get a little busy here on this very early Tuesday morning. Let's start things off here. First, I want to change our banners here this morning. Let's just switch over to the banner there. We're going to take the other banner off. We are live on Facebook, Twitter, as well as YouTube. So certainly go ahead and post up a comment. We'll put you on the show here this morning. And we are sponsored by the Cranford Vanilla Bean Creamery.com. So with all of that said here this morning, Yankees big win yesterday. Mets got rained out. Quick sports check there. They're playing a doubleheader today. So today is a perfect day to head out to Citi Field for a little double dip there in Queens. So let's share the screen here. Share the screen, and we're going to share this. And we want to go full screen here. There we go. And we'll share screen number one. And we are off and running here this morning. Once again, good morning, everybody. We are dealing with a couple of problems here, and our first is going to be on Route 18, and this is going to be in both directions in East Brunswick, out by, it's closer towards Edgeboro Road, South Woodland Avenue in that location. Let me go full screen here because I want to see if I can bring up that camera in that location. So we go towards Route 18 now, and this is a hugely popular route that normally gets backed up even with without any issues at all, getting up to the New Jersey Turnpike. So we'll head back to Edgeboro Road so we can check out the scene here this morning. Hopefully this camera will work. Yeah, there it is. So you can see it off in the distance now. That is going to be heading south is closed. So the northbound side appears like they may have partially or gotten all the travel lanes open. There's a down utility pole and wires as well. So you want to watch for that here coming through this section of East Brunswick. Once again, our comments section is now open. Just open that up on the chat. So go ahead and post up a comment there on YouTube and Facebook. So that is been there for a couple of hours now. Let me see if I can bring up the camera at the Turnpike. Let's see if they're facing the opposite way, and we'll check out the issues here. So this is heading south this morning. So it's just as you come in to that area just south of the Turnpike is going to be closed here out by South Woodland. So it's right in this area. Now, again, I did this. Let's go back to the Edgeboro camera. See a vehicle here, but a little tough to see if there's anything coming through. Maybe the left lane is going to be open. Let's go back to that camera there. Go back to East Brunswick. This is all coming off the local street there onto Route 18. Let's go to the maps. Just want to see if there was another other spot there that people could get onto Route 18 this morning. Bring it down over to Route 18. There it is. You know, the delay is really not horrible delay, but again, it looked like this is where that side street is, and it's here by South Woodland, which is in this area this morning as you head south. To me, again, it looks like everything is closed in that picture. But, you know, we showed you the camera back at the Turnpike, and it seemed to be moving okay. Let's go back there, and let's just check out, take a look at this camera one more time. So that is south that is going to be traveling towards us. Let's see here. Let's see where we are. Um, yes. Okay, so they do have it closed here this morning. So it's out by the turnpike. You can see it into the distance. That's my apologies. I had the wrong direction here. I thought this was south, but this is going north because it's headed up to the turnpike. So yeah, so south is going to be close. Let's see where this bus goes. See what that traffic coming through is that getting on the turnpike? Yeah, this is getting on the turnpike, because there is a vehicle here. It's a little tough to see whether or not that's what I'm gonna go with, that everything is shut down there on that southbound direction of, 18 heading, from the turnpike down through South Woodland this morning. So, bit of a tough deal there, but it looks like they have the crews on scene. Hopefully, maybe they could get the maybe one lane open. So what that also is doing, I believe, is backing up the turnpike here at 9. They still have the ramp open, but you will not have any access to Route 18 going south. So let's just take a look here. By Up by the turnpike, and this is closer towards Route 1. So let's just check this out, see if it's starting to back things up. Again, they have those variable message signs, and yeah, so they've got the 2 left lanes shut here, heading south, getting into the closure. So we're well back past Route 1 now. As you get in towards New Brunswick, the main downtown area. So this is at 27. That is okay. South is coming towards us, but again, it's just getting in towards Route 1. This is probably gonna run you about another 15, 20 minutes or so. So, I don't know where they're kind of dumping the traffic off to. Um, See it here where this is 18 though. Um, been in this location in quite some time. So, what all of this is here. I think this is coming out of New Brunswick. Yeah, this is coming off of Route 1 onto Route 18. So, this is southbound 18. So some of that is morning volume, but you did see that the 2 left lanes are shut there back by the area of Route 1. So yeah, some problems here in Middlesex County for friends, trying to negotiate, getting out to the turnpike. Well, that's at the toll plaza, so it's really gonna show us anything there. It's this camera here. Again, this is all traffic coming off of the turnpike, and it looks like I believe that's the exit coming from the turnpike onto 18. But again, 18 south is shut. So that's causing some backups there at interchange 9 you need to be aware of. Okay. So with that said, let's take a look at some other issues. We'll go to 21 south of Brook Avenue in Clifton. We'll check that out. I don't believe that there's a camera there. Well, maybe the camera's just north of Route 3, maybe in operation. Let's cross our fingers and see what we've got. This is a new camera here. So we are looking south on 21. You see the vehicle. Okay, my friends at DOT moving that. That is not a good scene. Looks like they're getting someone onto a stretcher, and wow, that car plowed right into the back of this SUV. Looks like maybe the side airbags deployed and whatnot. So we're going to come off that camera for a moment to respect their privacy there as they go ahead and hopefully no one is seriously injured, but go ahead and load up those who are injured into the ambulance. But that is going to be a little bit of a delay there south along 21, just on the approach into Route 3. You still have some lanes open. So again, just be real careful getting out towards the Nutley and Lyndhurst areas. This is 3 at 21. We'll see what that looks like. Unfortunately, you can't see it because the camera is out of service, but nonetheless, we're going to watch for that. Coming up on 710 now. 202, that's in downtown Morristown. Basically just a lane shift there. That's not really going to cause too much of a headache at this point. So let's do this. Let's give you a quick rundown of New Jersey Transit while we're still in the Garden State, and we'll make our way over towards the city. Again, trying to hold to a bit of a time frame here. It gets tough because when you get closures like that in key spots, we want to go ahead and add some more time to those reports. So we've got the corridor and the coastline with the schedule adjustments. That's not really going to affect the morning rush hour per se, but again, something to keep in the back of your mind. All right, so let's go over to the New York incident page. Most of this is Westchester. This is a disabled vehicle on the Sprain heading north of Tuckahoe Road. The shoulder is out of service there, so causing just a little bit of a minor backup. All right, so we come out of New Jersey now. We want to go over towards Staten Island, and we'll check out the ride there. But first, before we do that, the Turnpike is starting to see some backups here from an earlier crash, just past the interchange 13. So we're back towards interchange 12. You know what? When I got the cameras up here, let's just go towards the Turnpike cameras. Let's just see what we've got. Again, the comment section is open here on Facebook and YouTube. Go ahead and throw us a comment out here this morning. We'll go interchange 13. I think that's at the toll. So that's why that's a little bit backed up because of the delays there. This is getting northbound in towards 13 is a solid ride again because of that earlier crash. And we're back towards interchange 12. So let's go back to the maps here this morning. Parkway starting to get busy as well through Clark, Kennel, Ornathon up in towards Union. So with that said, let's jump over towards Staten Island now. Hopefully we can keep to the format. We've got to do some weather here at 7:15. So the eastbound side of the expressway is heavy from the West Shore all the way over to the Verrazano. Inbound Gowanus is a little sluggish here, getting into the Belt Merge. And then again from the Prospect all the way up into the Brooklyn Bridge, pretty much par for the course. Both ways, the Belt through Brooklyn looks good. The eastbound side here looks to be a little backed up, getting out towards Pennsylvania Avenue. Just some sluggishness there, but I have a feeling something may have happened. Yeah, we'll go to that camera in a minute. We'll do the rest of Brooklyn now, where the southbound side of the BQE out of Queens Boulevard across the Kosciuszko is heavy. Both ways, the Van Wyck heavy from Q all the way out towards Kennedy, and then westbound on the Belt is just jammed from Sunrise Highway all the way in towards Cross Bay. And then building some moderate volume both ways, the LA from Cross Island into the Fairgrounds. And we've also got delays here at the Throgsneck and Whitestone into Queens. And the Cross Bronx going west is all jammed up, basically out of the interchange, making its way on over towards just about 3rd Avenue or so. And the southbound side of the Bruckner Expressway, it's going to be a pretty tough ride getting up and onto that elevated section of the Bruckner. All right, so let's take a quick check of Long Island. Both ways of the southern is pretty heavy out by the Meadowbrook, and then the westbound side at 109 in towards 135 is sluggish, and then we're starting to build that Suffolk County volume on the expressway. We'll go basically west of, east of, I should say, Vets Highway, exits 57, 58 in that area, all the way through to Deer Park Avenue. That is just about there. That's where it eases up. And then further west of that, we're kind of open, some more volume building at 135. And then we'll go exits 40 out through just about the Queens line. So is the northern here at the connector, all the way through to Lakeville Road is a solid ride. But the Meadowbrook and the Wantagh and 135, all north and south, the Sunrise Highway is going to be looking good. So let's go up towards Connecticut now, and I think we're pretty much going to see the same drill here. But the southbound side of 95 looks a lot heavier than kind of what it should be. Let's just check to see if there is any sort of an incident on 95. We've got, yes, there is a 95 incident in Norwalk, tractor trailer, 1516, 2 lanes are shut, and that's going north. So yes, and then also 8 in Bridgeport is shut down here between exits 5 and 3 because of a crash. So let's spend some time there for the next minute before we get to weather at 7:15. Again, we are on Facebook as well as Twitter this morning, and also YouTube's. Go ahead and you throw up a comment there, hit the like, subscribe. We can see how many people we can get to subscribe to the YouTube channel. Certainly gives me a little bit of a hand here in getting the channel up and off the ground. So it doesn't cost you anything. It's free. Just hit the subscribe button. You can do that bell notification thingy as well if you want. But subscription thing is what really is going to help the channel out very much. This is going to be at 9 and 8 is typical delays through Stamford. bring it up towards that accident here at 15. Let's see if we can see it now. That's at 18. We're going to come back down here. So let's just see my good friends over at the CTDOT, State Police, doing a nice job this morning. All right. So here it is going north into 16. That's where we've got this truck accident here. And there it is. That is, well, let's see. Is that heading south or is that going north? They're saying that the accident is north, but let's see here. Um, this is the camera in question because I see the truck here. Camera's not going to come up for us. They are saying this is on the northbound side here, but I don't see any lanes blocked. They were saying that there's two left lanes. I think it's going south myself. Go back to the maps. The maps will, no, it's going north. All right, so we'll go with what they say there is going north at this point. That's a tough shot there. Maybe the camera's on the other side cross shooting it, but it looks like this is the area in question, heading north here at 16, and this is south. Southbound that's going to be heading away from us here this morning. So some big problems along 95 as you see it. We'll go about 18 all the way down through 11. Again, that's normal progression of traffic, but that northbound is really where it's a lot heavier, obviously. We'll say from about 13 in towards 16, and then south here out of Bridgeport, south of 28, all the way down to 22. And then the Merritt is heavy straight out of Trumbull, all the way down through Fairfield and Westport into New Canaan, all the way out to 36. We'll go about 40, 46 down to 36 in that area. I want to see if that, I know we have to get to weather here in a minute, but we are just running a little bit behind because there's quite a bit going on here this morning. So let me see if I can bring up that Route 8 camera if that is going to be in operation. Let's see here. If we can see, I think it's out by Chopsy Hill and 5. That's at 8. Yes, there it is at exit 5. So that looks like it's an accident investigation, and we are going south here this morning at exit 5. You can see all these vehicles that are behind this crash. I mean, they really have nowhere to go. Hopefully no one is seriously injured. You know, that's certainly we do not want to see. But so effectively that Route 8 corridor is shut, and that's going to be right in here. So if you're coming off of the Merritt here this morning and you're going to get off at Route 8 or 25 coming down, just be aware up at the zoo, you're going to be in some big trouble there. I don't know whether you can get over towards Route 1 here. I don't think you can because I don't believe there's an exit again. It's been a little while since I've done Connecticut traffic, but it's in this area here. This is where it's shut. This is Chopsy Hill here or Boston Avenue on that side. So yeah, this is where it looks like all the traffic is being diverted over to. And what exit number is that? I don't understand why Google Maps doesn't bring exit 5. Yeah. So it was right. So it was exit 5. That's where it's going to be shut down. And that's been out there, I think, for a little while. Usually that happens with the investigation. All right. So a fairly active morning in southwestern Connecticut. Same thing in New Jersey. So with that said, we're going to take a very quick break, and we're sponsored by the Cranford Vanilla Bean Creamery in beautiful downtown Cranford. Go ahead and get in touch with Ralph at 908-272-3000. He's located at 22 North Avenue West in beautiful Cranford. All right. So with that said, we are going to take a look at some weather here once again by my friend John Rocco. So, meteorology student in training, wants to be a broadcast meteorologist over at Rutgers, and he is also the president of. Let me bring up his sponsorship there. There we go. President of the Rutgers Weather Watcher Club. So John is going to be joining us. He's actually going to give us some reports. He's just a little bit under the weather here early this week, so hopefully we can get him on next week to do some reports. But he has kindly and graciously taken his time to go ahead and give us the forecast for today. So with all of that said, make sure to bring the sunglasses. A lot of sun out there this morning, as you can see it there. So really off to a beautiful start across the tri-state area. We'll take a look at that commuter forecast for temperature-wise here in New Jersey, looking in towards the upper 60s, but up towards Sussex County into the lower lower 50s. I should say into the upper 50s. I'll get that right. One of these days, I should go back to school to do weather, but it is a very, very exact science I give those fine folks a lot of credit for doing a lot of physics, from what I'm hearing. A lot of physics. Was never good in physics at all, but nonetheless, so the upper 50s to lower 50s up in Sussex County. So really, just a gorgeous start here this morning. We go into the city where we're looking at the upper 50s, 58 in Flatbush, 57 in Flushing, and over towards Great Kills on Staten Island. That's a 57. Long Island forecast in towards the lower 50s, 53 in Islip, 53 in Shirley. And on the North Shore, Huntington and Port Jeff at 56. We'll take a look at Western Connecticut into the mid to lower 50s, and Torrington being a little bit of a cooler spot at 51 up there in Litchfield County. So, again, nice, refreshing start. Open those windows, turn the air conditioner off. You don't have to worry about that humidity out here this morning. And 53 in Middletown, 53 in Poughkeepsie, and down towards Yonkers at 55. So we will continue with today's forecast, mainly sunny and warm and a little bit breezy out there with wind gusts 20 to 30 miles per hour, and towards the lower to mid 70s, and Cherry Hill at 75. Forecast there, Atlantic City at 73, as well as 76 for Islip out on Long Island. So again, it's going to be a nice, pleasant afternoon. Get out and about, go for a run, do some of your gardening for the spring. Maybe cut the lawn. Just a beautiful day to be out. Maybe for allergy sufferers, could be a little bit of an issue there with the wind blowing around some of that pollen, and potentially if you're have a neighbor that's cutting his grass, that could be an issue as well. But as far as any kind of other weather threats for the rest of the week, pretty much in the clear. Although John says it looks like possibly Friday, Saturday into this upcoming weekend could be fairly warm. Talking, summertime like temperatures across the board. So it's going to be, I think, just a little bit warm out there for this upcoming weekend. All right. So we thank John. Remember, follow him at John Rocco WX on Twitter. All right, so we're going to bring back our camera here this morning. Good morning, everybody. 7:22. You're watching the Tri-State Traffic Show down here in the traffic center. Fairly busy in New Jersey and also over towards Connecticut. We're seeing some issues there. I want to bring up a quick snapshot of some of the current temperatures now. 60 at Newark, 53 at Kabreski out in the island. Also at 58 or so in Fair Skies in Islip and Shirley. Over at Kennedy, 60, a few clouds, but LaGuardia, Central Park coming out of Fair Skies, and Somerville at 50, 58 in Triborough, 55 in Trenton, and in Central Park, 58 degrees and calm winds. All right. So with that said, we are going to go back to the issues here along. Well, you know what? I want to go up to the Hudson Valley quickly just to check out the deal here. Westchester County, eastbound on 287 is going to be a little bit slow this morning, and that is kind of just normal, typical fare here for this for the early morning ride in towards White Plains. But the New England Thruway is fine, but north on the Hutch is a little bit busy out to Weavers Street. So as the westbound cross county is going to be just a bit slow as well as we make our way on over towards the Sawmill River Parkway, and again that's going to be out towards the seminary there this morning. So again, just kind of normal stuff for this time of the morning. We've also got some early delays here on the Tappan Zee Bridge, heading over to Westchester. What else is new? South on the Thruways, heavy from 14 to 13 into 12, and then south on the Palisades is all banged up here, getting just south of about exit 10. Looks like we may have a crash there to watch out for. Let me just check my exits on the Palisades, make sure I am right. And this Google Maps is ridiculous that it takes you, got to zoom in all the way onto the exit ramp practically. So that's exit 11. All right, so we're south of exit 11. The issues there. It looks like we have an accident reported. So we're coming up on 7:25, and we're kind of right where we need to be. We'll spend another minute or two before we take another quick break and get back to the action in New Jersey and Connecticut. Those are our two hot spots at this point, with some full closures to talk to you about. 84 up towards Newburgh, again, up to the Newburgh Beacon Bridge. That is looking good. So is 84 out to Port Juris. The Thruway at 16 is fine. West on 84 out of Connecticut into Brewster is going to be a bit slow, and so is southbound 684 as we head out here this morning in towards the Katona area. I'll get that right. I'll get it right. So, with that said, let's check out transit for our Metro North customers, and we'll see what the situation here is across the board before we get to the subways. So, Metro North, yes, is on or close. So is Long Island Railroad. That is good. Let's go back to those subways. Check out the Staten Island Railway. 601, that's already long gone or would have gone. The 7 a.m. Express train, that's passed as well, so a little bit past that. But again, it affects some of the stations in between Tottenville and St. George, so watch for that express train there. Let's go to the F and the G trains are running delays after NYPD completed its investigation at Fort Hamilton Parkway in Brooklyn, so that could slow your ride down there this morning. Okay, so that is good. You know what? 7:25 is our time. Let's bring up the and tunnels very quickly. We'll check out the deal here. Our good friends at the Port Authority this morning, just loading that time up, waiting for that to load up. There we go. About a half an hour on average at the George. Same thing at the Lincoln and the Holland. So all about 30 to 35 minutes inbound. Just normal stuff for the morning rush hour. I'm not seeing any problems as far as any accidents are concerned. Let's see what else we want to do. You know what? Let's just take a quick check of path. We're on the subject of trains. Let's go on over towards what we got going on here. This is Journal Square to 33rd via Hoboken delayed. Dispatches reported signal failure at Grove Street. Again, that came in at 5:20, at 5:30 or so. North World Trade again, North World Trade. So watch for that. So that's really about it, and it's now resuming normal service. So it looks like path pretty much across the board here is going to be on or close to schedule, as we say here in the traffic business. All right, so 7:27 is our time. We're going to take a quick break, and we're going to regroup here at 7:30. With a couple of issues in New Jersey as well as in Connecticut. I think we have to start with the Connecticut issue first because I think that could be a little bit bigger than the Jersey issue. But at this point, I'm going to take a quick break. As I said, I would talk to you about our sponsor, and that's the Cranford Vanilla Bean Creamery. Ralph is located in beautiful downtown Cranford, or right across from the historic Raritan Valley line of New Jersey Transit. And Ralph makes some of the best homemade, handmade ice cream all across the entire tri-state area, from vanilla to strawberry to, the core three there, chocolate, vanilla, strawberry. Also makes some specialty flavors, bananas, Foster, as you're seeing here. That's what we're looking at is his website. Award-winning flavor, award winner from the New Jersey Ice Cream Festival. Just awesome stuff. The bananas Foster is just outstanding. Also, one of my favorites is the party cake, holy cannoli. So certainly just a plethora of ice cream to be found here from my friend Ralph over at the Vanilla Bean Creamery. In fact, we got some pictures to show you there. The coffee and the Cookie Monster, as well as some of the other flavors in the dipping case. Ralph has been doing this he's in his 13th season. We're both big sports fans. He's a big Mets, Jets, and Knicks fan. He's kind of talked about his time in Cranford in sports season. So he's in his 13th season, and he's open 7 days a week from noon until 9:30 during the week. And then on Friday and Saturday, he's open until 10 o'clock. So if you're in the Cranford area, certainly get out over towards Ralph. Tell him I sent you, and enjoy some really amazing ice cream. This is another one of his specialties are these chip witches, as well as the flying saucers. Great for the kids and great for really anybody who enjoys ice cream. Ralph's got the best in the business. We'll go back towards our shared screen here this morning. And he also makes some cupcakes as well, which are great for kids' birthday parties. Real simple. Just order up a bunch of those and he'll have them ready for you. And he also has his other specialty are the cakes, the classic ice cream cake. From a small round serves 7 to 8 people, as well as a large sheet cake serves a 30 to 40. So check out Ralph's website, CranfordVanillaBeanCreamery.com. That's what we're on. And you can visit him at 22 North Avenue West in beautiful downtown Cranford here in New Jersey. His phone number is 908-272-3000. And we proudly thank him for being our first sponsor of the Tri-State Traffic Show. So once again, you are watching the Tri-State Traffic Show down here in the traffic center, up and running for a fairly busy early Tuesday morning. You know, friends, here at 7:30, we have issues in Connecticut as well as some issues in New Jersey, but we're going to first go to the Connecticut issues here. We'll go full screen once again with our cameras. And this is going to be that southbound side. Well, it looks like that may have just reopened here, because they were pointing the camera here. Was that exit 5? Route 8 had been shut down for quite some time, getting out to exit 5. But to me, this looks like this has now been reopened. You know what I want to do is bring up the incident list, and let's just see if it's still active from my friends over at DOT and State Police. They're still saying that reopened. That's where I'm right. Yeah, it just literally reopened about 8 minutes ago here on Route 8, heading south of Chopsy Hill on exit 5. So we got everything open there. Fortunately, it was closed for an accident investigation for some time. So hopefully no one was seriously injured in that. But nonetheless, it had been closed for a couple of hours. So we've got a little bit of good news traffic-wise only. Again, traffic-wise only, that's the good news there, is going to be reopened. But we also have issues in Norwalk as well on 95. Let's see if we can bring that camera up here. We want to go to where we're going, 95. Go to here, and we come on down towards Norwalk. Let's just check it out ourselves. And that is going to be northbound. It looks like there's our accident here this morning. So that's going to be, again, north into 1516, just past or out by Route 7. That's where that's all tied up. So this is going to be heading north into that area as well. Is that north or south? That's north. So again, northbound from about, I'd say, 14 or so up through 16 is just really, really busy and crowded. South is just a lot of rubbernecking traffic as well. So again, hopefully no one's injured, but this could be an extended cleanup as far as this tractor trailer. Looks like it's pretty banged up here, hitting that concrete quasi Jersey median, if you want to call it, really over by the overpass on that northbound side. So let's go to the maps, and we're going to show you the area in question. It's right in here, just past Route 7. And now we're back through, let's see how far back this delay gets going north. I'm going to say roughly about exit, I'd say 11 or so. Check it out. We're at, see here. I mean, look at this. I mean, this is great, but sometimes it's just ridiculous how it doesn't bring up the exit number. Not want to bring up the exit numbers. I don't know if there's something you gotta click on to go ahead and do that. But 13. All right. So south of 13 up to 16 is heavy. And again, a lot of extra rubbernecking delays. But again, normally this is where things back up anyway on 95 going south this morning as we head out to Route 7. So, I mean, it's nothing out of the ordinary. It's just a lot heavier, a lot more stop and go volume, if you want to put it at that, as we head out to exit 15 because of the rubbernecking delays. Let's see how far back that delay gets. We'll go back to about 18 in Sherwood Island this morning, and then 95 south is pretty banged up as well from about exit 29 or so, just south of the Stratford area, and 30 all the way to the Fairfield Rest area. And, you know, some of that may have been some extra volume coming down the Milford Parkway as people were up in this area in Trumbull on the Merritt, who decided to avoid Route 8 with that closure. But again, this is reopened now, heading south of exit 5 in Chopsy Hill, but we're coming down the Milford Parkway connector and adding a little bit more traffic here. That's why I think this backed up as far as it is now, because usually it's just south of Route 8 is where we are seeing the delays. But the Merritt Parkway picking up some extra traffic here as alternate volume, again, as people were not going and heading south along Route 8 with the variable message signs from the DOT, that they were putting them up here this morning, informing of that closure. But once again, that is now open. That southbound side of Route 8. So we're going to go south of about 49 all the way through, straight on down the line from 49 through about exit 36. And then more delays in Stamford getting south of exit 8 on over towards just about exit 6 as well. So Alexandra is joining the broadcast. Good morning to you. And she's watching from New York City, and no problems on the trains, the PATH trains there, Main Bergen line and a PATH. So good morning to Alexandra. And thanks for watching us here on YouTube. So we are up on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. So again, friends, the only comments that I can see are comments from Facebook and YouTube, working on the Twitter comments. But at this point, those are the only comments I can see. So if you're leaving a comment on Twitter, I'll go ahead and check in with you after the broadcast. So with that said, let's go back to New Jersey now. We'll kind of flush the format here for a minute, and that's just because we've got this issue on 18. That's being shut down south of the Turnpike, getting out towards Eggers Street. Let's go over to the cameras, and we'll see if they've made any progress as far as getting the down utility pole here this morning. This is at Edgeboro, looking further north. So it's just into the distance here by that pedestrian footbridge, but north is open. It's the southbound side with the utility pole that is going to be closed up here this morning. So we are backed up well past Route 1, almost in towards New Brunswick. So here it is. Here's 18 going south of the Turnpike. That is where things are closed up there. Also, the Turnpike exiting at interchange 9. You have no access, obviously, to southbound Route 18. So let's go back to the cameras here. We make our way over towards Route 18. You can see they've got the 2 left lanes shut down here this morning on Route 1. And that is all because of that closure there, setting it up back that far for the closure of Route 18 getting in towards the Turnpike. So again, we're right here, and this is where the closure is. It's in here. I don't know if this camera is working. Yes, it is. But so that has to be southbound, because looks like they've got to close here this morning. Just want to make sure I don't say, yeah, I think this is where it's closed, because I think one of these signs is the Turnpike sign. So let's just see. So it's just south of Route 1, and you can see how far back that delay gets. We're already back to Route 27 now with the backups right there, right on cue, heading south. So really a tough ride for friends in New Brunswick here this morning along Route 18. Let's go. Let's get out of the path delays, and we take the MTA out here this morning. Connecticut traffic events. We'll get back to that in a moment. Tractor trailer. Where am I going? Oh, there it is. I want to go in here. Show you exactly the location I'm talking about. Really out of New Brunswick Highland Park, south of 27. That is where, again, everything is being shut here south of Route 1 because of that utility pole that is down this morning. So our camera was right in this area here. Again, that is just a mess. And again, I don't know where they're really putting traffic off, because that other camera that I showed you was here coming off of the Turnpike, and then you'd make the left and you come down southbound 18, but obviously that is shut. So they're pushing all the traffic, looks like, back onto the Turnpike. I honestly don't know where else you would go here unless they're touring traffic off here at Narracon Plaza. That could be an option as well. Here, zoom into that traffic light. So again, maybe they're pushing traffic onto Weston's Mill Road, but that's a lot of traffic to be getting on those local streets in order to get. But the problem is, you can't. It doesn't do anything for you because you can't cross over because the Turnpike is in the way, unfortunately. So the really is not a good option unless you come all the way down Sullivan Way and then cross back over into East Brunswick. If you have to really get out towards Route 18. Again, these are all local streets. We've got the junior high school here, so be careful. This is about the time kids are being dropped off to school. So this is a really big problem here for our friends in East Brunswick, and it's really more out of New Brunswick than going northbound. But the other issue is along Route 1. Now people are bailing out and realizing that 18 is completely closed, that they're heading down Riders Lane and seeing a lot of traffic there as you're making your way south, getting out towards the turnpike. And again, we are just too far south in order to get onto the turnpike at an interchange this morning down towards 8A. So, a lot of our friends used 18 in order to get to the turnpike, to use the turnpike to get to work. So that is it's a really big problem here with that being shut. Let's just go back to that camera now, and we'll get to the city and the island in just a minute. But this is a major, major problem here uh, for this closure. Let's go back. Let's just see what we can see. Um, Yeah, that's still closed. Again, we're dealing with a down utility pole and wires. That whole drill there with an accident. Hopefully, no one was seriously injured. But we are backed up here. We'll show you the closures here this morning. Here it is on the left. Let me just blow this up here because let's just do this. It's a little larger for you to see. Let's see if we can even drill down a little bit further at 400%. Go 500. We've got 500%. Yeah, awesome. All right, so we got a better picture of that. So here it is. Here's the police activity shutting down the 2 lanes to go to Route 18 South. All the traffic coming off the turnpike to that traffic light is getting essentially back on to the turnpike. So again, it's just really a tough spot to go ahead and detour traffic. And I think in some regards, they do that. Let's see, we got to go back to 18 morning. So in some regards, they may be just holding traffic back altogether without any sort of a detour. It's certainly possible because, to be honest with you, I can't really see a viable detour at this point to get around that. All right, so we want to widen this up now because I can zoom the camera in so tight. Let's go up here because this is the other camera showing you the beginnings of the closure. This is back on out to Route 1. So there it is. So again, here it is south. Um, so I would imagine this closure here is not so much for the closure on Route 18. Just looking at this now, again, it's been a while since been in the New Brunswick area. This is going to be shutting down the ramp, I think, from southbound Route 1 to Route 18 south. So you just don't want any more vehicles getting onto 18 going south. I wish the camera's looking the other way would help out a little bit, but nonetheless, I think that is what the story is there along Route 18, heading in towards Route 1. So let's close up that camera. Let's just see what we can find. Again, our delays, look how far back the delay gets. And well, you know what? Let's just go to the Route 1 camera at Riders Lane. Let's just see what the scene is here this morning. So, yeah, that's a heavy ride. That's coming northbound. Again, all these drivers really have, again, there's not very many good options to contend with here. And again, that's the camera I just showed you. Yep. Let's just go up a little bit further. Okay, so that's south that's coming towards us here on the left. And we are backed up. We were backed up well towards 27. Now, again, for some that have to head north and east, you could maybe get on to 27, but that's a lot of traffic lights as well and single lane stuff there through that section of Highland Park. So this is south coming towards us, and this is really, really loading up now. And again, this is all getting in towards that closure. Buenos dias, Auntie Anna. Good morning to you. Thank you very much for watching. Unfortunately, not a great morning for drivers here in the central section of Middlesex County. So we going to take that camera out of service. And let's go back to, where am I going to go? I want to go, you know what I want to do? I want to go along Route, I think the camera on Route 1 is that one at 18. Zoom out. I don't think I can see those other cameras, but I could be wrong. Let's just see. I think I've got that camera on Route 1. No, I was trying to see if I had the camera on. No, that's the turnpike camera up here. No, they don't have the camera on route. I was just trying to see if that ramp is closed. That's what I think is happening, is that ramp is shut on Route 1 South. They just don't want anybody to get onto 18 South into the closure, just trying to keep as much traffic out of the way. We'll go back and see if they made any progress here at Edgeboro this morning, and it's here is in question. There it is with the down utility pole and wires. So we've got that situation ongoing here this morning. But again, there really is not a great option for drivers to get around this. Now, again, maybe you are using 18 to get to the turnpike, it's going to be a lot slower than what you normally would do, but you can still get on the turnpike. Again, it's closed before that section, but that is just a major headache there. And again, hopefully no one is going to be seriously injured. We also got another issue along 21. We showed you that earlier, and I came off of the camera because it looked like they were as I watch maybe way too much Blue Bloods, but they're putting them in the bus, as they call it, for the ambulance, it looked like. So we'll show you the camera here just in the chance that there's the two vehicles. Ambulance is gone, but there's a lot of heavy damage. Looks like it was just a rear impact here. Whether that was full speed or not, I'm not sure. But you see airbags deployed as well as airbags in the vehicle behind it. So again, hopefully no one's seriously injured in this crash, but we've got at least a lane or two shut down here on 21 South now. So now it's starting to see some backups here. Very popular route getting out to Route 3. I guess the one little piece of whatever, I don't even want to say good news because this is certainly not what you want to have good news for, but it's making for a much easier ride along Route 3 because it's holding back a lot of the traffic that normally we get onto the ramp from 21 into eastbound Route 3. So this section of Route 3 here is actually in relatively good shape, as you can see it here at Ridge Road. That's going to be 17. That's just a terrible camera. So we'll go to Route 3 at 21. Let's see if that camera is working. Nope. But again, it's moving better because of the holdback there on 21. All right, so we're at 7:45. Wow, we talked quite a bit there with the big problems on Route 18. That's what we do here on the Tri-State Traffic Show. We get in and give you the details. We're not going to give you 30 seconds. It's not going to give you 45 seconds because people are tuning out or whatever it is. No, this is the reason why you come in. You tune to me here on the Tri-State Traffic Show because I'll go 5 minutes on that one issue because it's an important issue, and you need to know exactly how to get around that. And just to avoid it, just to stay out of that traffic. And that's what we're here to do. All right, we got another crash here on 80 being reported in Wharton at Route 15. Yes, Morris County, Somerset County are important. There it is. Wow. All right. See what the deal is here. So it looks like they restriped a lot of 80, and I think this is actually a shoulder, but I'm not 100% sure. They're doing a lot of long-term construction Route 15, so that car is pretty heavily damaged, involved possibly with this tandem tractor trailer as well. Now, whether this is fluid from the tractor trailer, I don't know. Let's just see if these officers walk through it or not. Let's just see here. No, that may just be the sun glare reflecting off the side of the truck. So we got this tandem tractor trailer and this vehicle, and my good friends at DOT are zooming in. Hopefully they are watching. Say a big good morning to them. So we've got state police on hand here. So that's 80 East, and this is a tough spot because now we're back through Howard Boulevard and exit 30. Let's just hang with this for just a minute. I know we got to get to weather here in about 45 seconds or so, which we will do in just a moment. But there's just so many things happening, and we have them on camera, and we thank our good friends over at DOT and the state police here for the use of the cameras here on the Tri-State Traffic Show. And again, this is on their website. So this is all public knowledge. So there we go. There's 80 heading eastbound with this crash. Again, just happened within the last 5 minutes or so with this tandem tractor trailer. And this the vehicle up here in the front, as you see the pointer, it's pretty heavily damaged, it looks like. So again, no one is seriously injured through this section of Route 80. Let's just do this. Let's just zoom back out again. Because I want to see, I don't think there's a camera at Howard Boulevard here this morning. I don't believe so, but you can see we're well back through Howard. So if you're heading out to the Mount Arlington train station, you want to be careful there because you're going to be a little bit backed up. And we're certainly not back as far as 206. That's eastbound. But again, if you're coming off of 206 or 46, trying to merge in with 80 here this morning, that is going to be what you're going to sit in. Again, it just happened, so you have to be mindful of that here this morning, and that's why you're listening to the Tri-State Traffic Show in hopefully in your car safely. That's what you want to do. So you don't want to watch me. You just want to listen. That's why I took myself off camera. I know everyone wants to see my stunning face, right? But but anyway, yeah, we got this crash on 80. All right, so let's do a quick game reset here this morning. What we are going to do, we're going to do a little bit of weather here this morning from our friend John Rocco, our on staff meteorologist in training over at Rutgers University. He is a student at Rutgers, and he's also the president of the Rutgers Weather Watcher Club. You can find Johnny at John Rocco WX on Twitter. All right, so the morning commute looks to be a nice sunny start here across the entire area. No major issues. That's wonderful news. Just it's actually gorgeous out there. Just opened up the window here in the traffic center not too long ago, and it is just beautiful. A little bit of a breeze out there. It's much drier than it was yesterday morning at this time with the humidity. So we're looking at temperatures here in towards the upper 50s. The cooler spot is in the northwest section up in Sussex County and Newton, coming in around in the low 50s, 53, 54 or so. So really just a beautiful, pleasant start. Certainly going to want this kind of weather when we join you, let's say in July, where it's, 73 degrees and the humidity is about 82%. So this is a beautiful day to get out and play some golf. Maybe do some yard work through the 5 boroughs. The temperatures here a little bit warmer in towards the mid to upper 50s. We'll head out towards Long Island, a little cooler along the South Shore into the lower 50s and 56 at Port Jeff and a 56 in Huntington. Also, the commuter forecast here in Western Connecticut, certainly a little bit cooler there up in Torrington at 51. So again, that's coming in nice and crisp and cool at 51 beautiful degrees in Torrington and Litchfield, and then along the shoreline, 55 in Norwalk and 53 out towards the Bridgeport area. Take a look at the Hudson Valley now. Again, a little bit cooler there into the lower to mid 50s through the Hudson River Valley. Let's take a look at today's forecast. Mainly sunny and warm. A little bit breezy out there with some gusts 20 to 30 miles per hour. So, maybe in this case, if you are outside, maybe wearing the mask may help for those who are severe allergy sufferers with ragweed and have hay fever and grass clippings, because a lot of landscapers going to be out there going ahead and cutting the lawns and doing a lot of landscaping today. But that's where a mask could help if you are outside. So just get out and enjoy. It's a beautiful day today. In towards the lower to mid 70s, 73, the cooler spot there in AC, and 70 up towards New Haven, Newburgh, and over towards Andover and Morris County, coming in at 70. So again, a little bit breezy, but definitely bring along the sunglasses for the ride. And John says just that gorgeous weather continues through tomorrow, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday and Saturday, especially Saturday into the weekend. Could start to see some summer-like temperatures with some warmer temps in towards the mid-80s or so. So again, kind of brace for that. Get those air conditioners ready. Get your vehicle ready and prepped for the summertime weather. Now is the perfect time to do it. Check those fluids, coolant fluid. Maybe have your AC serviced, as well as your tires. Again, checking tire pressure is one of the most important things on a vehicle. And just about all modern day vehicles today have a tire pressure monitoring system. I should know because the TPM S light keeps coming on in my car, and I cannot figure out why. But I digress from that. But yeah, tire pressure is very, very important. Any time of the year, that's certainly something to go ahead and check. And again, you want to follow John on Twitter at John Rocco WX. John will be joining us with some live reports. He's just a little bit under the weather this week, so hopefully we're going to reconnect with him starting up next week. All right, so with that said, let's show you some of the current temperatures here around the area. Still reporting in about an hour ago or so, and this is pretty much right on what Johnny was saying here as far as our temperatures. 60 at EWR, over to LaGuardia at 60, 58 at Central Park and Fair Skies, and a few clouds over at Kennedy coming in at 60 degrees. All right, so we're coming up on 7:55. We want to make our way back to Connecticut here just to check up on the issues along 95 this morning. Again, the city, for the most part, is dealing with just some normal delays. We'll get to that in a couple of moments, but we've got, the bigger issues here talk to you about along 95 coming up just north of Route 7 with that collision with a couple of tractor trailers got all tangled up here this morning, heading north in towards exit 15, and that's just in the area of about Route 7. So once again, we've got the tractor trailers is still in the process of being worked on to remove it. Again, depending on the damage, whether there is cab damage, engine damage, this one could be out there an extended period of time now. Again, we're coming up on the top of the 8 o'clock hour. As I say that, we've got the comment section open. Go ahead and leave a comment, throw up a like there on Facebook, as well as YouTube. We're also on Twitter. Can't read the comments on Twitter, but we can certainly put you on the broadcast off of YouTube and Facebook. And throw up a subscribe if you can for the YouTube channel. Certainly helps me out greatly. All right, so that's northbound on 95. We still have that one left lane. Again, left lane is going to be closed up. It's right here with those two tractor trailers, so we have to watch for that. And again, we're just dealing with a lot of extra traffic as well along 95, getting south of exit 30 down through 22. And then we go further south of that. No, I don't want to know what Fairfield is. Fairfield's beautiful, but not right this second. And what it's also doing is tying up Route 7 here, it looks like a little bit. Camera. Now we're potentially another crash there in Darien. Let's just check in with our incident page, see what the scene is here as we approach 8 a.m. So we've got, let's see, 5, there it is, 95 north between 12 and 16 because of the crash, between 15 and 16. They're saying left and centers. To me, it looks like it's just the left lane is shut. That is going to be, let's see, another incident. That's 56. They got the incident listed twice. Separate issues. One and the same. 15, 16, but multiple tractor trailers. Perplexed as far as why DOT and state police put that up twice in that same spot, but nonetheless, we'll keep an eye on that. So that's certainly going to be probably out there for the rest of the morning rush hour. I have to pretty much safe to say that that would be the case. Let's go to the cameras here because just wanted to show you camera at 16. Now this, I think it's actually two separate issues myself. I think it's two sets of twin tractor trailer accidents getting into that location this morning. So we got one at 16 and one closer towards 15 is I believe that's the case, that it's two separate issues, two separate accidents here involving multiple tractor trailers there along 95. So we'll keep on top of that. Let's go to Route 7. Let's see if I can see that camera here on the approach in towards 95. And that doesn't look too bad heading south. All right, so 7:58 is our time. Once again, we are sponsored by the Cranford Vanilla Bean Creamery.com, located in beautiful downtown Cranford here, as we again do a very quick game reset as we'll kind of get things up and running now again for the 8 o'clock hour. It's just been very, very busy, especially in New Jersey and in Connecticut with with major issues there on 95 and Route 18. With that said, I'm going to take a very, very quick break here this morning and I have to talk to you about the Vanilla Bean Creamery here in beautiful downtown Cranford. My good friend Ralph at the Creamery makes some of the best homemade ice cream anywhere to be found. Just awesome stuff, especially with this weather getting really, really nice. Got vanilla, chocolate, strawberry, basically all of the great flavors that you love across the board. So let's take a look at some of the flavors that Ralph has here. We've got the strawberry as well. Again, the core three: vanilla, chocolate, strawberry, bananas Foster, an award-winning ice cream for Ralph. Again, everything is handmade, homemade from scratch. Cookie dough, vanilla chocolate chip, party cake, holy cannoli, pretty much whatever you want, he's got it for the most part. I mean, as you can see here from some of the pictures, just delicious stuff. I mean, doesn't that look very good? I mean, just look at that coffee, ice cream, M&M explosion. We've got Cookie Monster. I mean, just really awesome stuff. He also makes a lot of great sorbets. Very, very refreshing. The blood orange is one of my favorites. So again, we've got cotton candy there. We've got fudge brownie sundae, vanilla chocolate super crunch, which is another popular item as well. He also makes a lot of other treats, especially cupcakes, which are very unique. I don't know if I've ever been in another ice cream shop that makes ice cream cupcakes, and that's what Ralph does, one of his specialties, as well as the flying saucers and the chip, which is just delicious stuff. Give to the kids on a nice warm summer day, birthday parties, just amazing stuff. And speaking of birthday parties here, and we're coming up on 8 o'clock now, he makes those classic ice cream cakes, which are fantastic for as many as up to 40 people to as small of a crowd of about 7 to 8 people. So we are so happy that the Cranford Vanilla Bean Creamery has come on as our first sponsor for the Tri-State Traffic Show. Once again, located in beautiful downtown Cranford, 272-3000, and CranfordVanillaBeanCreamery.com is Ralph's website. Head over there and tell him that I sent you. So we are up and running now this morning in the Tri-State Traffic Show. Good morning to you, O'Don, here at the top of the 8 o'clock hour. It's been very, very busy across the tri-state area, especially in New Jersey and in Connecticut. We've got some major problems as well onto 95. So with that said, let's get right to it at 8:01. I want to bring you back over towards first we go towards this 80 crash. This was another new one that just came in here. Let's go full screen with that. We'll bring that up for you. There we go. Let's turn down the music. And again, we're on Facebook, YouTube, as well as Twitter here this morning. So again, if you are watching us, please go ahead and leave us a comment if you can. We'll put you on to the broadcast. So this is eastbound 80. You see the DOT vehicles are now on scene here this morning. So there's 80 east at Route 15 in Wharton. We've got the right lane and the right shoulder shut down, but at least they've got the tractor trailer now off the road. And this is definitely a fuel spill. So could be a little bit more of a prolonged cleanup, as I think it was one of the saddlebag tanks there on the tractor trailer that may have ruptured in that collision. I don't think that was from the actual vehicle. It looks like it's too much fuel to be, especially where the tractor trailer was, to be that vehicle. That it looks like it may have gotten hit from behind there. Now, whether there was another vehicle in front of that, I'm not quite sure. But nonetheless, that's eastbound Route 80 is going to be tied up. So let's go back to the maps here this morning. I want to bring things on over towards that location. We can see the delays get all the way back towards just about exit 30 and Howard Boulevard here this morning. So again, you may want to stay with Route 46. If you hear that, I'm just cracking open a water here this morning. Very refreshing. It's amazing talking for an hour straight without a break. Wow. All right. So we're well back towards Howard Boulevard on eastbound 80. 46, it's not really the greatest of options. Not really greatest of options there. A lot of traffic lights and so forth. You head east. But nonetheless, it's going to be a little bit backed up. So what that may be doing is improving this ride through Rockaway until you get out to Denville. That 80 East is starting to see a lot of traffic gigs in it for 287, but that's pretty much par for the course. Same thing on Route 15 here as you head out towards Esplanade Road. So it looks like south on 287, we have a crash here now being reported, heading out to, I think this is exit 47 or so. Let's see, we're in Montville. Again, here we go with these Google Maps. I mean, if you're zooming in, you got to zoom in all. Yeah, it's exit 47. So it looks like we have a crash there on that section of Route 80 to 287, I should say. Let's give you the update now with 18 that is still shut going south. So that's where we want to go next. We've got that again, that crash on 80 we talked to you about. Same thing on Route 21. So a very active morning, but the big story is here along Route 18, and we haven't even gotten to the Parkway or the Turnpike. So I apologize for that, but this is really what the big issues are, and that's the reason why you're watching the Tri-State Traffic Show. I'm not going to give you 30 seconds and dump out to head to a spot or something like that. We're going to spend some time here, and this is the reason why you're tuning us in, is to get the details of this. So here is southbound 18, just south of what is this? Woodland Road, Eggers Street again. Eggers Street. Love that name, right? Getting south of the Turnpike. So really 18 is shut here at the Turnpike. It actually looks like it's further up the line, up by Narracon Plaza. That's where it's shut. This is just some vehicles that looks like an emergency vehicle. This is coming off the turnpike and looks like you're almost getting right back on the turnpike, or unless you're heading north, it will just kind of divert you onto northbound 18. Let's go over to the camera here at Route 1. I mean, you're not even moving. There is no movement whatsoever on Route 18. I mean, because there is really no great option to get around this. That's the problem. Now, this is the camera on Route 1, and this closure here, oh, what is with these cameras? They're on for like a half a second. I mean, here we go. One at Route 18. Come on, come on. The computer is saying, it's given up. So this is, I see the ramp here is open, but again, that ramp also is a common ramp to Route 18 going north as well. But this is the ramp to go south. So that is what is shut here, is the ramp from southbound Route 1 to 18 south, obviously because of that closure here at Narracon Plaza. Let's just see what we got. Again, there's southbound that heads away. So again, there's absolutely no traffic heading out to the turnpike. So it's closed out into the distance here. So huge problems here throughout Highland Park and in towards New Brunswick. Let's see, we're back towards 27. Let's just see how bad that delay is here on a Tuesday morning as we wait for the camera to come up. You know what I'm going to do? I think I'm going to actually just stop my camera, because I think that is part of the issue here. If the camera is coming up just a little bit too slow. So let's head back over to Route 27. Let's see if we can get that camera to operate for us. Come on, come on. Yes, there it is. So we're well back to 27. This could run you about 40, probably well over an hour or more. Again, because there is no good option for drivers heading south through this section. You've got really nowhere to go, because of the issue is the turnpike is in the way. You can't cross over the turnpike. There's no way to do it. At this point, I mean, unless there's some local roads here, Riders Lane comes underneath. That could be an option, but for those folks that are already on this section here, again, that is an option. Okay, so all right, so we'll go with Riders Lane as an option if you have to get yourself into this section of East Brunswick this morning. But yeah, if anybody's watching it happens to be in that area, certainly put up in the comments there if you know of a good alternative there to make your way south for 18, or if you are sitting in the issues on Route 18, certainly go ahead and let us know about that as well. South Main Street could be another deal to deal with here through New Brunswick. This is at 130, so that looks in pretty good shape. So again, that is really one of the biggest issues here is this 18 problem. Let's go back towards, okay, so 287. We've got that issue there. You know what? Let me just bring up the cameras on 287. Boy, we really haven't hit New York City in a while, and I'm just way behind in the schedule. But you know what? This is the reason why you are watching the Tri-State Traffic Show, is to get the details of all of this here this morning. So we go to 287, and we are going to bring things up here. Let's just see. I don't think there's a camera. Yeah, I don't think this was going to show us much. Nope, that camera's out of service. Of course it is, right? Let's just go here. It's too far. Check it out. That's southbound on the left that comes towards us, so that doesn't look too bad. Let's just go to the Google Maps. It's right in here, right by the exit for 202 Tawaco. Great steak place there, Rails. Not a sponsor, but love to have him as a sponsor. But Awesome steakhouse right there if you're into that kind of a thing. All right, let's just want to check in with the turnpike and the parkway. Parkway's heavy here this morning. Pretty much straight out of Clark, all the way up in towards Union and Route 280, because the turnpike has been kind of banged up here a little bit from some earlier accidents that are long gone. But the heading north is tied up from 12 into 14, and then going south looks like we may have an issue just south of interchange 13. Inbound Holland, let's just go towards the maps here this morning. We'll check it out in real time. Go to the bridges and tunnels. Then we'll make our way down the shore very quickly, and then we'll head over towards Staten Island in just a second. Want to check out the bridges and tunnels now. About 40 at the George, 35 at the Lincoln, and 30 at the Holland. So kind of just your normal delays. Also looks like Route 24 going east of 287 all the way through Columbia Turnpike is heavy. Parkway both ways in Bloomfield's a solid ride. So is 80 straight on through Patterson this morning, 208 in the area of Goffle and Maple Avenue is going to be a sluggish ride. Also, 287 now hitting the brakes going north, coming off of southbound 440 in towards about exit 2 for Route 27. A little congestion both ways here around exit 12 or so in that southbound Brook area. But the parkway through Monmouth County is fine. It's here in Ocean County, picking up a lot of volume as well, going north of let's say north of 89 into 91, and then we've got the normal delays here on 55 at 42. All right, with that said, coming up on 811, we're going to hit weather here in about 5 minutes. Staten Island, again, kind of typical fare across the board, heading east on the Staten Island Expressway. So we want to just bring up the incident list here this morning for the city. Just check this out in real time, shall we? We'll widen this up just a bit. There we go. What do we got here? LIE at Ocean Avenue out there in the island. We'll see if we can show you a camera on that here. Out the ride there, and they're saying that the HOV lane, which would be the left lane, is closed. That's just some stuff up towards 490 upstate. All right, so let's go back towards our maps. Again, Staten Island Expressway, pretty much from east of the Gothels all the way to the Verrazano. Nothing out of the ordinary there. Same thing on the belt. Getting west of Rockaway Parkway, all the way in towards Coney Island Avenue. And then the inbound Gowanus straight out of Bay Ridge here, all the way up in towards Fort Hamilton Parkway. Industry City, all the way up in towards essentially Atlantic Avenue and all the way up to the Brooklyn Bridge. Southbound is all tied up basically from Queens Boulevard into the Brooklyn Bridge, Williamsburg Bridge, about 10 minutes there, about 15 at the Battery Tunnel, about 25 or so, 25 to 30 at the Midtown Tunnel, 15 at the Queensboro Bridge. Just look at Queens, it's just a mess of traffic. I mean, there's red all over the place here on the LIE, both ways, the Cross Island over towards Woodhaven, both ways of the Van Wyck from Q over towards the Belt. Whitestone Expressway is a mess. So is the westbound Grand Central. Who says that traffic is not back? I mean, this is almost back to pre-pandemic levels in some ways through this section of Queens and up over to the Bronx. Both ways of the Cross. Bronx is heavy into third. So is the southbound Bruckner. From the interchange straight on down to the RFK Triborough. West side is heavy all the way from the George down in towards the upper 50s or so. And then the drive is pretty banged up here, getting south of 125th in towards the RFK. So kind of normal stuff there for the most part. Both ways of the Southern is heavy from 19 straight on out to the Wantagh. And about exit 25. Westbound at 109 is heavy. LIE is a solid ride from, I'd say exit 45 through just about 41. And then further west of that, 40 through 39. And then straight on down the line. Seeing a lot of traffic into the Queens line. Although we're starting to see some relief here west of about Lakeville Road or so, or east of that, Shelter Rock Road. West on the Northern is heavy in that same spot. So is the Northern getting into the Wantagh. What else is new there? West of the LIE here, out by Deer Park Avenue is sluggish. And then we're going to go all the way from about exit 59 straight over towards 111 is going to be a bit tied up there as well. So let's go towards let's take out the Turnpike cameras. We'll take out the list there. We want to bring this over to here. We'll show you that in a minute. I can take the bridges and tunnels just to give the computer a little relief. And we want to go to the city cameras very quickly just to check out the 8:45 here. Early. Again, we're coming up on weather at 8:15, but it's just been so busy here this morning. This is just crazy here. Again, if you're watching us on Facebook and YouTube, please go ahead and leave a comment if you can. We're going to, where am I going? No, I don't want to go there. I want to go to the state, to head out to Long Island just to check out the ride, see what we've got going on here this morning. And this is going to be, where did we say that accident was? Right in here, Hawkins Avenue. Camera's not gonna play nice with us here this morning. So we're here at Terry Road. So there it is in the distance, 59, 58. Camera's just yeah. So we'll go back to the still image here. It's here. There's that HOV lane. Well, it looks like it's on the shoulder now, really. I believe that's the area in question on that westbound side between exits 59 and 58. Like, I would say that probably just dropped off the incident list and cleared. My good friends at Inform just moved the camera the normal way for the morning commute. So there we go. So that's going to be out of the way for us here this morning. All right, we're at 8:15. Let's hold to the schedule, right? That's what we want to do, is hold to the schedule. Look out. So we are going to give you a little weather here this morning, and this is courtesy of our good friend John Rocco. He is a meteorologist in training, a Rutgers meteorology student. He's also president of the Weather Watcher Club over at Rutgers. He wants to be a broadcast meteorologist, and he's so graciously and kind to send over the forecast for us here on the Tri-State Traffic Show. Johnny will be joining us probably next week, a little under the weather. So well wishes out to Johnny there for speedy recovery. So he is just, again, a little bit under the weather, but nonetheless, he will be bringing the forecast here on the Tri-State Traffic Show. With that said, let's get to that forecast here this morning. Just a gorgeous start for the Tuesday morning ride across the board from the island all the way up to the Hudson River. Golden sunshine, or bring on the sunglasses here this morning. Your commute temperatures up to the lower 50s. That's the cooler spot in Sussex County here in the Garden State. Down towards 57 in Cape May, Lakewood at 57 and 58 in Newark. In the city, up towards the upper 50s, 58, 57 there in Flushing and Flatbush, as well as out to the island, looking at a little bit cooler temperatures there in the South Shore, around 53, in the warmer spots up towards Huntington and Port Jeff at 56. Western Connecticut starting things off here into the lower 50s, pretty much across the board. So again, just a gorgeous, gorgeous start to your Tuesday morning ride. And in the Hudson Valley, looking at mid to lower 50s to start your commute off. Today's forecast, mainly sunny and warm and breezy. So a little bit of a wind gust out there, potentially 20 to 30 miles per hour. So if you're an allergy sufferer, certainly could be a bit of a problem with those watery eyes and stuffed up noses, as all those landscapers getting out there and getting involved with the lawns and the shrubbery and the flowers and stuff like that. So could potentially be a good time to use that mask, to kind of cover up just a little bit, and not breathe in all of those contaminants, all the pollen and so forth. But nonetheless, it's going to be a gorgeous day out there in towards the low to mid to upper 70s here across the board. 75 in Cherry Hill, 75 in Freehold, 73 in AC, and 70 up towards Andover and Newburgh, and 70 up towards New Haven, and 76 out on Long Island, and 74 for Central Park. So again, just a gorgeous day. And John says the rest of the week is looking good, but later on in the week, Friday, Saturday, looks like we're going to see some really warm temperatures pushing summertime numbers. So you want to stay tuned to the Tri-State Traffic Show. We'll give you the latest there. And you can follow John on Twitter at John Rocco WX. .com. No, well, .com. Well, really, it's on his, I think he may have a website as well. We'll see if Johnny has one, but you want to follow him on Twitter, just so we used to saying .com, but it's at Twitter, John Rocco WX. See it right there at the bottom of the screen on Twitter. Give him a follow for the latest updates on the forecast. So let's head back to the maps here this morning, and we'll check out this morning commute. Again, it has been really, really busy here on this very early Tuesday morning. Oops, that's what happens when you put the camera on. Hi, everybody. There we go. All right, so we're out here on Long Island. It's 8:19. I've got to get back to the New Jersey issue because that is, just in a core spot of where things are shut down on 18 going south in towards the New Brunswick area. So, all right, so now we got a couple of other things popping off here this morning. Let's go to, we got a crash on 287 here. This is in Montville at exit 47. Watch for that. So 168 both ways south of the Turnpike and Runnymede. All lanes are closed. We'll check in with that in a minute. 80 eastbound, we've got that fluid spill, but this again is the big issue here this morning as along Route 18. And we're going to drill in and give you the details. That's all shut down going south because of a down utility pole. So let's head over there. And this camera is actually at Edgeboro this morning. Out of the way. You see it in the center. Let me, you know what? I'm going to take myself off camera. Back in just a bit. So let's just zoom in and give you some more details there. Not much else to tell you about other than the fact that it's still shut heading south along Route 18 in towards just before Edgeboro Road and South Woodland, really just south of the Turnpike. So we're going to come off of this camera. We're going to head back to the Turnpike camera. You can see where that is closed. It's going to be here. Let's just bring this full screen if we can and get a little bit closer to make it a little bit easier for our friends and that's about as far as I can go there with that zoom. And speaking of landscapers, there we go. No, I don't have a lawnmower in the traffic center, but you're hearing that they're out there and about. So it is shut down here at the Turnpike. You can see southbound 18 is completely closed now. And that northbound side, again, heading north of the Turnpike, also seeing extra volume because of folks coming off of interchange 9 from the Turnpike. Now, whether they've actually shut down the ramp, I don't believe they have. Because the cameras on the Turnpike are not actually not what I wanted to do. Not what I wanted to do, friends. There we go. Without the wrong camera. Trouble. Right now. Close out of that's what I want to close out of. So let's zoom this out since we're on a 500 zoom here. We're going to go to Narracon Plaza this morning. This would normally be south, but nothing is getting through because of the closure there. Let's go over to the camera at Route 1. See what that is going to see. That's at interchange 9. All right. So the Turnpike Authority has moved this camera around. So let's just check out the deal here. What am I looking at? Dare I say that this is the camera getting into the Turnpike, into Route 18, and this is all going north, but I can't really confirm that because it's a little tough to see that camera. Let's same camera. Yep. Camera. Let's go here. See north of the interchange. All right. So now it's backed up through the toll plaza because again, you have no access to Route 18 south. So let's go over here at Route 1. And this closure here you're seeing is because this ramp from 1 south, that exit ramp to 18 south is completely shut. So that's the reason for that deal with this DOT work being, not DOT, but just, they're in place just to stop that traffic from coming off of 1 south. So that's why this northbound side is heavy because that's where they're forcing the traffic up. They're not closing off the ramp here because it's a common ramp because you still can get traffic going north. So let's head over here. This is 8. That's south on the left. That's barely even moving. We'll bring it on over towards Route 27. Let's check out the deal here. Back through 27. That's probably well over an hour or more, friends. So if you can avoid Route 18 altogether for the foreseeable future, again, how long it's going to take them to get that down utility pole out of the way with the wires, no idea at this point. So better idea just to avoid Route 18 if you can. Again, there's really not a whole lot of great options. Let's bring over the map here this morning. Again, if you're watching us on Facebook and YouTube, time now is coming up at 8:24. I know we've kind of haven't really paid as much attention to what's going on in the city in Long Island because we've had issues in Connecticut as well, which are still there. We're going to get to that in a minute, but this is kind of where the hot spots are. We go towards that 18 closure. Just a real problem here. So if you're out in the Rutgers area and you're trying to make your way south, there's just local roads really at that point. There's no major highways per se to get down there. Um, so there's the delay. We're almost back to Rutgers now. We're almost across the bridge. Depending how much longer that stays out there, uh, continue with the delay. So we're looking at probably well over an hour or so heading out to that location. And now, as you did see it on the turnpike, is backing up a little bit through the toll plaza here, getting on to interchange 9. So northbound also is pretty banged up here out of Edgeboro because of a lot of rubbernecking into the actual accident. But then it's still open up to the turnpike. But then you're going to sit in traffic all the way up through Route 1 because, again, coming off the ramp here at southbound Route 1, since that closure at 18 is going to be completely shut as well. You know what? Let's just do this because I just want to triple check what those DOT vehicles were there. I just want to make sure that that is exact because that camera is located right here. So yeah, so it looks like they may have the ramp from northbound Route 1 to 18 south is shut because it's not a common ramp up here and get back onto Route 18 going north. But this is the common ramp. So this is the ramp I was talking about. This here is shut, the southbound side. This is all closed up into this location. So that's where traffic has basically just been sitting here this morning. They just have nowhere to go. I just nowhere for these vehicles to maneuver to get around this um, section. So we'll see how long that remains out there. And now Route 1 is just past Route 30 over by the old Carolier Bowling Center, which is now Bolero of North Brunswick. But I remember as Carolier, and not saying how old I am, but anyway, this stretch of Route 1 is going to be at least 15 to 20 minutes, maybe a little bit longer than that. So really that middle section of Middlesex County is really getting hit hard. So we look at the Parkway is good, especially out towards 195, but through Lakewood is busy from 89 to 91. And then 55 at the 42 interchange. That is going to be all tied up as well. Route 9 and the Parkway all the way down through Cape May is pretty quiet. And then 29 is heavy for our state house workers now trying to get into work on time through the Trenton Tunnel. We also got delays on 287 off of 440, getting out towards about exit 2 or so. And then eastbound on 80 is all tied up as well with that crash on the shoulder now out by Route 15. South on 287 getting worse into exit 47 in Montville with another collision being reported there. Typical delays in Bloomfield and the Parkway. Same thing through Union up towards Irvington. And the Turnpike is still a solid ride from into 13 all the way up into 14 and the Holland and the crossings. I'm going to put them on average of about 35 to 40 minutes. So kind of just normal stuff there. We haven't checked in with transit in quite some time. Again, just trying to really hit that 18 situation pretty hard there to alert everybody to get out of the way, I should say. We've got cancellation that 811 was canceled from Trenton on the corridor and the coastline, just some schedule adjustments there. Let's go to the MTA. We'll check in with Metro North, Long Island Railroad, and the subways. We've got delays. Let's check this out on the subways now. Southbound 2 and 5 delayed. Troubleshooting a signal problem. I like how the MTA is using more kind of normal English to report these things. I'm going to troubleshoot a signal problem instead of, however, the technical jargon that sometimes agencies can use. A train is running with delays after they took out a train from service at Euclid Ave, so watch for that. Let's go to the rails. We'll head to Long Island Railroad, reduced service in to Montauk, and that's because of Babylon and Patchogue trains running every 2 hours both ways in the Montauk branch, and that is adjusted schedules there. Please allow up to 30 minutes there. I would imagine that is probably some track work heading out towards the East End. And we got the planned substitute busing on the Pascagoula Valley line, New Jersey, along Metro North. And that is essentially the entire length there. Spring Valley all the way out to Secaucus, going to last until mid-afternoon hours. All right, so we're coming up on 8:30 now. Good morning to you. You are watching the Tri-State Traffic Show. I am O'Don here in the Tri-State Traffic Show Traffic Center, which is essentially my living room. So if you hear the landscapers outside doing their thing, it's just a absolutely gorgeous day, and we'll take another check of the weather coming up at 8:45, and we are proudly sponsored, I have to mention that, by Cranford Vanilla Bean Creamery in beautiful downtown Cranford. You can find Ralph on 22 North Avenue West. His phone number is 908-272-3000 for the best handmade, homemade ice cream in the tri-state area, and you can get more information at his website, or on his website, however you want to say that, Cranford Vanilla Bean Creamery.com. All right, so we're here at 8:30 now. With that said, let's go back to our maps, and let's talk to you about what else we've got going on. Again, it's really busy, and we're going to head up to Connecticut. Again, I feel like doing election night results or something, right? So we're going to just quickly do that. So let's go back to Connecticut. We'll check out the ride on 95, and I believe again it was two separate multi-tractor trailer accidents along 95. The first one is here heading north, again heading north here at exit 15, and there was a secondary problem over by 16, but I believe that was cleared this morning. So I think that is also going to be out of the way. So let's just check in with the Connecticut traffic incident list, shall we? We'll do a quick refresh, and we'll head over towards 95, 84, 91, 95, delays into the 95. Okay, 15, 16, that is still there. That's what I just showed you. But that second set of tandem tractor trailers were that was actually cleared. So we'll go back to that camera here on 95. The area in question is going to be there this morning. Let me see if I can blow that up just a little bit. I can. I think I just actually lost the camera. Did I lose the camera? Where is the camera? Where is the camera? This one here. Yeah, there it is. So it's going to be right there. It's going to be heading northbound once again as you come in towards Route 15. So at least we have the wrecker on scene, and I think the other tractor trailer is actually gone now. So going to go with that left lane closed up. Again, there's really not much of a shoulder per se to deal with. But the delays ensue. So let's do this. All right, Smitty, what are we going to do here? We're going to widen this up just a little bit, and I don't know what's going on here. So let's just close out of that web page. And wow, we're really off the rails, literally, so to say. I know it's a little tough to read, but the reason I wanted to do that is that they have travel times on here, and let's just see if there is travel time list. Check it out in real time. The delays on 95. So we go 95 north. Okay, so we're looking at from basically Westchester up to Route 7. Looking at free I get that right. Free flow time of 17 minutes is up to 36. So looking at about 25 minutes there of a delay heading north into that location. Let's turn around and head south now. And there's a lot of yellow and red there. Looking at about 20 minutes now from Route 7 all the way down to the state line. A little bit heavier because obviously you're further back towards Route 8 to Route 7. Looking at almost a half an hour through that location. just to get through that stretch, looking at it closer to 30 minutes there. So if you're heading all the way to Westchester, you're going to tack on at least another hour worth of travel time this morning. Let's check in with the Merritt Parkway, shall we? Where are we on the Merritt Route 15? There we go. We will go south, and looking at that, the delay from basically the Milford Parkway connector, we're okay, but slowing. But then about a half an hour here from Route 8 to Route 7, and then roughly about 20 minutes there, getting out towards that Greenwich area on the Merritt Parkway. So that's kind of just normal stuff. You're maybe seeing a little extra volume beginning to thin itself a little bit from the earlier issues that we had way about an hour or so ago, hour and a half or so ago on the Route 8 connector, which are going to be long gone, getting out into the Bridgeport area. So with that said, let's head back to the maps. Let's go back to the incident lists again. When I leave that site up there for the issues in East Brunswick along Route 18. So we go traffic and transit, traffic list. Let's bring this up here for let's just see what we can find. Filter, go to the region, which is going to be New York City. We'll check it out to see what we got going on in the city now. That's construction. I don't want construction. I just want incidents. That's what we want. Closures, incidents. There we go. So let's see what the big board brings up. Triborough, they're saying all lanes are closed. In New York City area, RFK Triborough. Northbound Manhattan span, all lanes are closed, and it's been out there since 7. Really? Okay. Could be that the drawbridge, the bridge is stuck in the upright position, possibly, but I'm not really. No, I don't think there's a camera there. It's just in this area here, So here's the Triborough Bridge. This is heading in towards Manhattan. So, but there's traffic coming across the river here, which would indicate that the bridge is open. I'm not quite sure what that is. So that may not have been updated as of yet. Let's go back to here. I'm going to go to this list here. I think it's a little more concise as far as what we've got going on. Let's take a look at, we got some issues on the Taconic still. Eastbound now on the LIE out on the island, out by exit 62, 63. You got the shoulder closed up there. I'm hard pressed to see that has any kind of problem this morning. City is fairly quiet as far as reported incidents. Now we're seeing some, they're saying a crash on Queens Boulevard, the westbound Jackie here. Looks like it may have an accident there. So, you know what? Let's just bring up the city cameras. We'll focus in on the Jackie Robinson Parkway. And we'll check it out here at 8:37. Again, 8:45. We'll do a last and final check of our weather this morning. It's just a gorgeous start out here, pretty much across the board. Unfortunately, there's no I'm surprised there's no cameras there. This is at Forest Park Drive. See if that camera comes up, and that is going west on the left. So I think there's definitely something happening up by Cypress Hill Street in that area. Cypress Avenue, through the cemetery there. So I think you need to be aware of that, probably closer to the golf course. Grand Central is just seeing the normal volume out by St. John. Same thing on the westbound belt as you get passing Kennedy. And then the belt is just a parking lot of traffic all the way from going to go just west of Pennsylvania Avenue all the way out to Coney Island Avenue. East is heavy off the bridge out through about Bay Parkway, and the Squamish Prospect combo onto the BQE. That is just really being hit hard. So with that said, let's bring it over to that area and just to spot check things, just on the chance that something's happening up there towards the trench. No, that's kind of just normal traffic for this time of the morning. And our comment section is open. If you're watching us on Facebook and YouTube, please go ahead and leave a comment and click the subscribe button on YouTube. Certainly helps me out a great deal. We're getting this traffic weather station off the ground. You're on the ground floor of things here and out of my living room. But this is the BQE at Congress. And see, this is the thing. When I blow these cameras up, the other page gets all jacked up too. So, yeah, that's coming in towards Atlantic Avenue. I wish that there was a way I could keep the zoom level down on this page and have the zoom level on the cameras. Um, Different browser for the cameras themselves, but nonetheless, we'll see. All right, so check it out here at the Prospect. I think it's just normal volume. I mean, look at that. That is crazy traffic, right? In both directions through Industry City out by 39th Street, getting into the top of the world. So no major accidents or so, but that's a good looking camera from our friends over at the DOT. Let's spin it over towards the Brooklyn Bridge, and we'll just see what the ride is here along the promenade. No, that's not what I want. We want this camera here at Furman. This is going south on the BQE there. Get closer towards the Brooklyn Bridge. See if this camera will cooperate. Now it's the entrance there to the BQE. So we'll take a look at that. Now it's not really showing us much either. So there it is, the elevated section. And that's kind of where it starts to ease up just a bit. Jeff Jensen chiming in. He's on Facebook. Hey, bud. We're going to put you on the show, bud. Hey, bud. The trench. That's a Jeff Jensen-ism. It's a Jensenism there. The trench, in fact, is he loves the trench there in Brooklyn on the BQE. In fact, we're going to give him another shot of it here at Sackett Street. So there it is. Just stacked and packed here this morning. So good morning to Jeff. You can catch him on the overnights. He's the overnight man with Levon Putney and Mario Vasquez on 1010 Wins and 880. He's the traffic guru there on both 1010 and 880, beginning at midnight, from midnight to 5. So check out Jeff. Does some awesome traffic reporting, and Jeff's been doing this a long time. And JJ says, yeah, he's watching out there on the island with the family. Say big hello to his son, Jackson. Hopefully Jackie is watching here on this early Tuesday morning. All right, so let's go up to the Brooklyn Bridge, and I think we're probably going to just see the normal issues here. Cabot Plaza West. No, that's the actual camera getting onto the Brooklyn Bridge. It's not what we want to do. We'll show you the Brooklyn Bridge here. So pretty heavy ride getting in towards Brooklyn. What else is new, right? Where else we want to go? Let's go back to the maps. And what do we want to do here, friends? We got about 3 minutes before weather, and then we're going to take it to the top of 9 o'clock. Let's head out towards Long Island. Another one of JJ's favorite areas to talk about, the LIE and the Meadowbrook Parkway. Meadowbrook Parkway actually looks good here this morning. You know, heading up to the northern state. Again, we're kind of on the tail end of that morning commute for the island, but look at the southern state just getting hit hard here from about 18 Eagle Ave in towards the Meadowbrook out to the Wantagh, and then westbound is heavy getting in towards Route 109. We're seeing a lot of traffic there as well. We'll go to the LIE out by 135, and 44 is heavy, and then further west of 40 in Jericho Turnpike to 39. But this northern state's easing out here around the curve by the connector, but the westbound side is really seeing a lot of traffic in towards the Wantagh Parkway out of 106 and 107 through South Oyster Bay Road, and then the westbound southern still pretty banged up getting in towards Route 109. We'll head out to Suffolk on the westbound LIE into Deer Park Ave is heavy, and then still some sluggishness here from about, I'd say, west of 59 through 58 and in towards exit 57. Let's head out east, shall we? I'm looking at a lot of traffic through Hampton Bays and Sunrise Highway, or all the way through Watermill and Bridgehampton. It's going to be an absolutely spectacular day through the Hamptons to be out and about, heading out to the beaches. I'm sure the water is probably fairly cold at this point in the season, but it is just going to be a gorgeous day to sit out on the beach, maybe soak in some sun and just get out and enjoy. A little breezy though, but that's okay, right? No rain. That's what we want to see. All right, so we're coming up on 8:43. Want to do a quick check of the Hudson Valley. We haven't spun over here for a while because of the issues in Connecticut and Jersey. The thruway is heavy from 13 down through 12 on across the span of the Cuomo Tappan Zee. Eastbound 287 is heavy from about the thruway exit 1-2 from go 2 to 5 or so through White Plains. But westbound Cross County is going to be a solid ride as well as you head out over towards the Sawmill River Parkway. New England Thruway, we're fine. The Hutch heading north of Weaver, getting all the way up in towards 27 out to this section here by Saxon Woods, the park. It's going to be just a bit slow. We say a big hello to my good friend Hank, watching us in at Yonkers. Good morning, buddy, to you. So Hudson Valley, fairly normal traffic at this point, but we're seeing delays here along up by the Ennsville traffic circle. This is going to be on 202, so some delays there through this section up by Camp Smith, just west of the Bear Mountain State Parkway in Peekskill. And I'll say a big hello to another good friend of mine, Metal Mike Haggerty, watching us in Peekskill. Him and his wife watching us here all the time. So good morning to you, buddy. And all the way out towards Purdy's, Croton Falls, 684 into Golden's Bridge is going to be a slow ride. So kind of typical fare there. We're coming up at 8:45. Let's another check of our tri-state traffic weather forecast that is brought to you by meteorologist in training, Mr. John Rocco, and you can follow him at John Rocco WX on Twitter. He is a Rutgers meteorology student, and he's the president of the Rutgers Weather Watcher Club. Johnny's going to join us with some live reports coming up next week. Unfortunately, he's a little bit under the weather here today, so I'm going to kind of fill in for him. He sent over the forecast. So with that said, here at 8:46 now, just a gorgeous start to your Tuesday morning ride across from the island to the Hudson River Valley. Golden sunshine. I'll bring along the sunglasses for the ride. So here are your temperatures now expected for this morning ride, and towards the lower to mid to potentially up to the upper 50s or so, 53 maybe being a little bit of the cooler spot up there in northwest Sussex County, into the city, into the upper 50s to start things off on this gorgeous Tuesday. Out to the island, a little cooler on the South Shore, in the lower 50s, but 56 in Huntington, 56 in Port Jeff. On the North Shore, up towards western Connecticut, looking at temperatures into the lower to mid 50s or so. Again, it's a gorgeous start. You're going to be looking for this kind of weather once we get into July with all that humidity. So get out and enjoy, play a round of golf, do some of your lawn work today. Just get out and enjoy. It's a little bit breezy, though. We'll get to that forecast in a minute, but some of the expected temperatures here through the Hudson River Valley throughout the lower 50s. So with that forecast for today, mainly sunny and warm and breezy, gusting up to 20 to 30 miles per hour. So maybe a good time to wear your masks outside. That will be maybe one of the benefits of doing that, and to prevent some of those allergy sufferers out there to get off the Claritin and whatnot. But probably can't do that if you're suffering from some severe allergies. But nonetheless, the mask may prevent some of those some of the pollen from getting to you. Gonna be a lot of landscaping out there, as well as just the general pollen off the trees kind of blowing around in the wind. So our temps are going to be in towards the mid 70s or so, pretty much across the board, as you see some of the temperatures there, as John has so graciously sent over these maps for us today. So once again, going to be a really nice, gorgeous spring day across the board. So we'll show you some of the real-time reporting stations in here now. And again, this is just about an hour old or so. So I imagine some of these temps have come up just a bit. But at EWR, fair skies in 63, coming in from the southwest at 8. Also over towards Kennedy at 62, 59 in Somerville, and 61 at Teterboro, with a southwest wind at 10. Calm winds in Somerville. Kennedy coming in at 62, as I mentioned before, out on the island. MacArthur, Republic, Brookhaven, all into the lower 60s, and winds out of the west at about 8 to 9 miles per hour. And again, we thank John Rocco for providing the forecast. And again, you'll see Johnny here coming up next week. And he is that Rutgers meteorology student, wants to be a broadcast meteorologist. So we thank him. He's also the president of the Rutgers Weather Watcher Club. All right, so we got about 10 minutes left in the big show here for a Tuesday. We've got to go back towards New Jersey because that is one of the biggest hotspots in the tri-state area now because of the issues on 18. Now, let's go. That's at the Turnpike. This is at Edgeboro this morning. Let's see if there's any more move here as far as just widen up this or zoom in on this map. We'll bring out the comments section here. Again, we say hello to JJ and Auntie Anna and Alexandra. She is watching from New York City. So this is the 18 southbound side of 18, just coming up to Edgeboro. That's still shut with that downed utility pole and wires from a very early morning crash. I want to zoom that in just a little bit for you, get a better idea where we are. Let's close out of this camera, shall we? And we're going to go back. That's not where I want to be. So we want to be over here. There we go. This is going to be out at the Turnpike. Now we did see, I saw a vehicle here. So again, it's closed, but they've stopped the close unless they have cones here. See these cameras, they go out of service very, very quickly. I don't know why. So yeah, so they may be setting it up here. Maybe again, come on. They may be going ahead and setting this up to possibly get some kind of a lane open, but not quite sure at this point. This is the Turnpike here. So you again, this is southbound 18. There is no traffic getting through. So again, they could be setting it up to have it safely where, let's say, your right lane again, the right lane could end up just being shut down as they continue the repairs there. But maybe, certainly, hopefully they've gotten the wires off of 18 South. This is 18 South and Narracon. That is, again, just completely shut this morning. Let's go back towards Route 1, shall we? Again, look at this, just a mess of traffic here. I mean, this traffic goes all the way back towards, why is this putting me on 287? I have no clue here. Let's go back to 27. Let's just see if it's eased out at all. Nope, it's even got worse. That's well over an hour, maybe 90 minutes or so, getting south of the Rutgers area, making your way out over towards Route 1. Let's show the camera on Route 1 at 18. So this is going to be that ramp from southbound 1 to 18 South. That is shut. That's why these vehicles are here. And again, see there's actually people walking here. I mean, these folks have been stuck here for, again, since we came on the air at 8. This is 7, I should say. This has been this way for almost 2+ hours along 18, and it actually started even earlier than that. So, just a real horror show here. We'll go camera at 130. Let's just see where they got that pointed. That's north. Again, north is on the left, so we're fine there, but it's just past Route 130. Get in towards Riders Lane. That's all this traffic here that's being hit hard. Some have been exiting off there for Riders Lane and trying to make your way back down into this section of East Brunswick with the closures there. So that is really our top spot for New Jersey. Let's just check out the incident list here, see if anything else is cleared up. This is the other one we wanted to show you in South Jersey in Runnymede. I don't think there's a camera on 168, but this is out by the Turnpike. Let's just see. I don't think there is any cameras in this location. Oh, could be wrong. Let's see. This is going to be on the Turnpike, though, at 3. That's why this is slow here, getting onto 168 because of the closure. This is 295 at 168. Let's see if DOT. Yeah, they moved it over to 168, but kind of hard pressed to actually see what they are, what they're going to be seeing there. So let's just call up the incident. Let's just make sure we get this right. Building fire, 168 both ways, south of the Turnpike. So it's just south of this. All lanes are closed. So it's, again, tied up here from 295 on over towards the Turnpike. We've got some issues here this morning. 287. That is, well, we just got all the lanes, all the travel lanes open for you. Pardon me as I take a quick water break here in 53. So we've got all the lanes open on 287 heading south. But let's go towards the maps again. Let's just check it out. Real time, the delay. through this section here. So we're back to south of Route 23. So watch for that. But again, all the lanes are open. East on 80, still pretty banged up here from exit 30 into 34 with that crash on the shoulder. Just finally out of the way now. Parkway pretty heavy through Irvington both ways. 143 down in towards the Union Tolls. Also further up the line from 280 all the way through Bloomfield and out towards exit 150. And then both ways of 80 is pretty tied up out by Route 20. Patterson 17, seeing a lot of traffic, kind of normal stuff there. Again, we're just doing the final spot checks across the area at 854. 17 both ways at Essex Street is heavy out by the Garden State Plaza Mall. So is 208 just getting drilled here out of Wyckoff all the way in towards Fair Lawn, getting into Fair Lawn over by Maple Avenue this morning up at the old Nabisco plant. Route 4 at Hackensack Ave, that's going to be heavy. When is that never an issue? We've got delays on McCarter Highway in the Brick City. Also, this inbound Skyway now, we just saw something come up there. At Broadway, we've got a lane out because of a broken down vehicle. You know what? I'm just going to go on the chance that camera is working. There is a camera on 19 there by Broadway. Let's just see if they see anything. It's really truck routes 19. That's what the camera's on. See if they moved it over to the Skyway. No video, so we can't see anything because there's no video. Truck routes 1 and 9. So they have it on the Skyway. So that's outbound that is headed away. So it's just past that location. So what that is doing is backing things up back to just about to the covered roadway. Let's see if JJ chimes in with the covered roadway. Let's continue on through the Charlotte Circle. Whoa, double images there. Look out. I got to get that one fixed. Let's see if the other camera at the Charlotte is. Nope. Got color bars there. So again, it's that outbound side is all tied up, getting away from Jersey City in towards the Kearney area. The westbound Bay extension is heavy. On the turnpike into 14 is a solid ride. We've cleared it out here through Union to Middlesex County, so that is good news. Let's go to 287. We're seeing a ton of traffic here as well, all the way from 440 over towards about exit 2. Now, this also could be some traffic trying to avoid the issues along Route 18. Trying to think in the top of my head why that would be. You're headed down this way, you got to make your way south eventually. So I'm not sure heading north on 287 is really the answer, but I think it's just a lot of traffic. So is 35 and Route 9 there over by the Victory Bridge is going to be a sluggish ride as well. And we're coming up on 8:57, doing our last and final checks here this morning before we head out for our day on this gorgeous Tuesday. So north in Lakewood, a little bit heavy here, 89 to 91 still, and then 29 in the Trenton area. We're still pretty tied up there into the Trenton Tunnel, and then 55-42 looks pretty good. But again, we got those issues on 168 south of 295. All the way out to Cape May. Again, it's going to be gorgeous to head out to Atlantic City, the Cape May, the Wildwood, Stone Harbor, Avalon, even as you get out to Long Beach Island, Toms River, Seaside Heights. It's going to be a gorgeous day to head out to Point Pleasant. Heading out to Jenkinson is going to be just absolutely spectacular today. Quick check of the city, and again, still a lot of red out here this morning on that inbound Gowanus straight from Fort Hamilton Parkway into the BQE. Southbound is heavy from the LIE all the way into the Brooklyn Bridge. Both ways the belt is really tied up from, I'd say, westbound out of Rockaway Parkway into Coney Island, then eastbound off the bridge over towards Flatbush. We'll go towards the crossings themselves, about 15 to 20 at the Battery. Williamsboro Bridge, so that's the worst of the BMW crossings there. We're going to go Midtown Tunnel, at least a solid 30 minutes. Queensboro Bridge, about 10. That's the Ed Koch for JJ. So we'll head to the outbound side of the Jackie Robinson out by Cypress Hills. We got a crash there being reported both ways. The Van Wyck is heavy. So is the Grand Central by St. John's. And then the LIE is all tied up there in either direction over towards Q. And then we head to the Throggs Neck and the Whitestone Bridge. That's a solid ride. This westbound Grand Central from City Field all the way to the RFK Triborough is just a mess. So is the west side from the George. Now we're easing it up in towards the upper 70s or so. The drive is pretty hit hard here from 135 all the way down to the 59th Street Bridge. And then Westbound Cross Bronx out of the interchange. When is that never a story, right? And then southbound Egan straight out of Yonkers, the Mosholu, all the way into the Cross Bronx. Disaster. Let's go out to the island. We'll take a look at the Cross Island, essentially from Kennedy all the way up in towards the LIE. Who says the traffic isn't back, right? I mean, this is like insane traffic for the morning rush hour. This is very, very close to pre-pandemic levels for the morning rush hour. And that's why you tune us in here on the Tri-State Traffic Show. This morning, we give you the in-depth coverage. Not going to do 35 or 40 seconds, then have to bail out on you. We'll spend 5-6 minutes like we did all morning long on Route 18 and 95 in Connecticut. Both ways of the southern between the Meadowbrook and the Wantagh is heavy, and just kind of northern delays here on the northern state west in towards the Wantagh out of South Oyster Bay. LIE is still pretty heavy at 135, and again, over by west of Jericho into exit 39. Beginning to thin it out here through western Suffolk in towards the Sandy Coast. The Sandy Coast itself looks like it's got a little bit of volume here and maybe some road work being reported just north of the Southern State Parkway. All right, so let's head up towards Connecticut. We'll check in with our tractor trailer issues here this morning. I think that may be gone because it looks like it's beginning to thin out. We want to go to the traffic incident list, and this in the Hudson Valley. Going to wrap up here. Wow, 2 hours has gone by extremely quickly, right? So let's just see what the deal is here. So 95, they're still saying the left lane is shut. 15 and 16. So we're going to go to the camera list. We're going to just show you that here. Go towards on here. Go, and we want to go roadway 95. There it is, and we've got to zoom this in for you just a little bit. Show you the deal. Are we? I have a feeling that it may be gone. It was this first camera 26. They actually had shooting the other way. So if I had to say that may just have cleared up there. Heading north to 15. So that could be finally some welcome news there for drivers along 95. South is pretty heavy, typical delays there, 18 way down through 11, and then from 9 on over towards just about exit 5. Merritt's heavy south of 39 to 36, and a lot of congestion on that Merritt Parkway from straight out of about exit 50, 51, all the way in towards 41 or so. Then heavy as you come up in towards the area of about exit 52 or so. All right, so we finished up Connecticut for the morning. Been very, very active. Lower Westchester, the Hutch still pretty tied up out by Weaver Street. Same thing on 287 through Elmsford, heading east into exit 5. South on the Thruway in Rockland, beginning to thin it out, but still some congestion at 13 for the Palisades. But other than that, we're looking pretty good throughout Orange County. Goshen, 84, Woodbury, with a Commons Mall there. Looks pretty quiet. So does 84, but it's this 202 situation here out off the Bear Mountain Bridge is a really heavy ride trying to get yourself into Peekskill. Let me just take a look at the Hudson Valley incident. No, we just came off of the traffic maps. Not what I wanted. Well, we're finished with the maps anyway. So we'll go towards the Hudson Valley. Let me just see if that 202 issue is there. No, I don't see anything. So or just some delays heading out to the Ennsville traffic circle. So with that said, here at 9:02, let's give you the finishing touches for transit this morning. We've got some delays, some reroutes on the 2 line and 5 near Jackson Avenue and Queens, so watch for that. Also expressed a local on the 5, again, as a signal problem being reported there, and the W train, lots of stuff going on there for some midday track work. Trains running every 20 minutes, 57th, 7th Avenue, Astoria, Ditmars Boulevard. Let's head over to the rails. We'll take a look at the Island Railroad. We've got delays in the Hempstead branch now. The 820 is due at Atlantic Terminal at 9:10, 24 minutes late through Garden City for a vehicle on the tracks. there. So watch for that. Reduced service with track work on the Montauk and Metro North. Again, Metro North plans substitute busing there on the Pascagoula Valley line in Jersey. And speaking of that, we'll finish up with transit with NJ Transit this morning. We are in good shape across the board. Let's give you a last and final check now of our bridges and tunnels. Let's see if we have any bit of relief here. Let me just close out of some of these other sites. So bridges and tunnels now, we will go for about 40, again, 40 at the George, 30 at the Lincoln, same thing at the Holland. So been pretty much holding strong there at the Hudson River crossings. And again, our big issue here this morning is on Route 18. I want to give you one last and final look at that. Maybe we'll just stay on just a little longer here. Again, if you're watching us on Facebook and YouTube, please go ahead and leave a comment. Let's just see if there's any more movement here. No, it is still shut down going south here this morning at Edgeboro. Again, just before that, it's just south of the Turnpike is where the closure starts back at Narracon Plaza, just south of Route 1. And here it is here this morning. It's 18 completely shut. Just a horror show out here. Friends, there it is at Narracon. So this has been this way for at least the last 2 hours that we've been on the air. Getting south of Route 1. Let's bring it back towards that 18 at Route 1 camera. There we go. Look at the southbound side. I mean, just getting drilled here. I mean, there is just nowhere for anyone to go, and it's tying up a lot of these local streets through New Brunswick. We're well past Route 27. We're almost back in towards the Rutgers area. I mean, this is just, I mean, it's just we got nowhere to go is the problem. There really is no good alternative to head out for this location, except for maybe coming down Riders Lane. A lot of folks are using that, so be careful there with a lot of extra traffic as well. And then Route 1 is getting hit hard because the exit ramp to southbound 18 is shut. And then south on Route 1, the ramp to 18 south also is going to be closed. So also watch for some delays off the Turnpike at Interchange 9. So I think we are going to wrap up things. Let's wrap up one more time with so we can get another observation list. There we go with some of the temperatures and conditions here. Looking in towards the mid 60s, so starting to warm up just a bit, but the winds are starting to pick up just a bit here. Out in Kennedy at 63, fair skies, and Farmingdale is saying light rain at 65. That may be a spot shower that kind of came across central Suffolk County there. Winds out at 13, few clouds at EWR at 67. That's the warmer spot. 64 at Triborough, 64 in Trenton. So again, John is saying that today is going to be an absolutely gorgeous day across the board. A little bit breezy though. Again, you want to get out and enjoy. So with that said, we're going to wrap things up here for a Tuesday morning on this gorgeous Tuesday with our sponsor. Again, we proudly thank Ralph over to the Cranford Vanilla Bean Creamery for the sponsorship of the Tri-State Traffic Show. He makes some of the best homemade, handmade ice cream around. He's located in beautiful Cranford, New Jersey, in historic Union County, right off of the Raritan Valley line. Let's run down some of the flavors there. Again, your core 3, the vanilla, chocolate, strawberry, award-winning bananas Foster. Just absolutely terrific ice cream. My favorite there is that party cake. Holy cannoli is another big seller for Ralph. I mean, so many people come in for that holy cannoli. A lot of the kids love that. Black raspberry is another good one as well. Same thing with cherry vanilla. He also makes some seasonal flavors for the time of the year. So you want to check in with that with some special flavors for the summer. He also makes these awesome ice cream cakes, and we're getting into that time of the season. You know, they say dads and grads, right? Everyone hates to say that, but that's what it is. You know, we've got a lot of graduations forthcoming here from colleges, universities in the next, probably around now. Usually this is when the colleges have their graduations within the next week or so before Memorial Day. And then we have a lot of the high school graduations, middle school graduations, public schools, private schools, whatnot, coming up in about 5 weeks or so. I'm sure a lot of the teachers out there are Very happy that the school season is ending. So yeah, these cakes are great for that, or a birthday party. Serves 78 people a small round, up to 30 to 40 on the large sheet cake. He also makes these other amazing treats here, the vanilla cupcakes with the vanilla ice cream, just awesome stuff. And of course, the classic flying saucers and chip witches. Just delicious stuff. And he also makes this sorbet, which is my favorite, which is going to be the blood orange sorbet. Great flavors, very light, very refreshing, especially on a very warm day like it's going to be today. I think we're going to see some higher temperatures towards the weekend, as Johnny is saying. So that could be a little bit more of a feel like summertime throughout the tri-state area. All right. So again, we thank you very much for watching the Tri-State Traffic Show here on this Tuesday morning. Odon here in the Traffic Center. And again, we will be back tomorrow morning starting at 7 a.m. for the Wednesday morning commute. If you can, get the word out to all your friends, have them subscribe to the Tri-State Traffic Show on YouTube. You can follow us on Facebook. We have a YouTube Facebook page. It's at Tri-State Traffic Show. Also follow me on Twitter at Odon Traffic and do all that social media stuff. Hopefully we're gonna have some fun things coming up in the weeks to come, and potentially some co-hosts here, which would be kind of fun as well. So once again, thanks for watching. Make it a great day, everybody, and we'll see you tomorrow.